Album Review, the podcast where four totally unqualified guys review a different album every week in the hope of broadening our knowledge of music. However, we are easily swayed off topic and have no real idea what we are talking about. Today's album is the Kooks' Inside In, Inside Out.
I'm going to throw out some facts for you before I even get into the album. Not that any of you care, but just in case you don't know, then get to know.
This is the best-selling album of all time.
They were formed in Brighton, in 2004.
I didn't think indie could happen there.
Sorry?
Joe didn't think indie could happen.
Why not? Is there a joke?
Well, yeah, it comes from India, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Okay. They actually...
No, it's Indonesia.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm educated now.
They got their name from David Bowie's song Kooks. And
so a bit like the Wolves, it's the Kooks.
Yeah.
They could have picked the thing is, why aren't they called 2001: A Space Odyssey?
It's interesting. That is actually a fact.
That is actually going to be our band name.
Oh, is it? Because I'd like to not be named after a shit song.
And and I don't know if anyone of you know what a kook is. Do you know what a kook is?
Black person.
Is it a black person?
No.
No, I know what a kook is. It's a chef.
No. Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure I've heard
That's a Swedish one. Yes, Joe. That's one in the bag. Oh, it's a kook.
Joe, that was actually so good. For
Give my compliments to the kook.
I completely missed that joke. I'm not going to lie.
Devastating blow.
That was fucking amazing.
So good.
It might be really good when I listen back to
I love
it was
how
great.
when Joe makes a joke, it's not met with laughter. It's met by, holy shit, you did that?
I know, because for a second I went, no. I actually fell right into it. I was like, no. Oh, God. Well, a kook is a mad or eccentric person. There you go.
Ah, okay. That's actually quite cool.
Yeah.
I will admit.
It took them just 3 months after forming to be signed by Virgin. Literally 3 months.
I didn't sign them.
Signed by Virgin? What, internet?
They own Virgin have their own
Virgin do a lot
record
more
label.
than internet.
I'll have you know that
They also do
what's his name?
trains.
I'll have you know that Richard Branson, head of Virgin, he's doing space travel for free.
I've heard about that.
I said for free. That's a lie.
It's not for
Joe
free.
Would lie. It's a cheap though. They're trying to do like accessible
Space.
It's not even really space.
Isn't
travel,
it just to
because
go
it's
up and see what it's like and then come back down?
Yeah, it's not even orbit. It's just like a hop into space.
pretty
It's
much.
on the
You just-
line.
Yeah, but I suppose you don't really have to burn any fuel if you're not really.
I mean,
But they burn a lot of fuel,
is still going to burn.
going up, but once you're at that angle, can you surely not just ride it without any inertia?
No, well, you've got to get up so much speed to get to orbit.
I was going to say,
the craft's not big enough.
That's what seems funny to me is the waste of fuel to get up there to then be like, and now we're not using any fuel.
As we fall back down to Earth because we didn't go fast enough.
It evens it out, doesn't it?
And you're just like, it's a bit warm in here. I'm going to crack a window, and then it's like that other explosion of the rocket Denver, where the whole thing just goes like, whoa!
It's like, when you took a sock inside out. That's what happens to the spacecraft. It just all tucks inside out through the one window hole.
If you think about it, your belly button was your old mouth.
Old mouth?
Yeah.
When
You mean you don't still use yours?
One for you, and one for
What did
you.
happen?
when I go
True
snorkeling,
facts.
I stick it in my belly button.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
I've
Yeah.
got
So-
horrific.
You don't breathe through your stomach.
True fact. I put a magnetics ball in my belly button once, and I never found it again.
Oh, magnetics.
It's
That
because
was the
great.
shit.
Maybe that's what makes you so drawing. I'm
Try
drawn
that
to
again. No,
Yeah,
we'll
but
give
they
you
weren't
no.
I'm
magnetic
drawn
themselves.
Try
to
that again.
I'm
And do you mean
drawn to-
attractive? Right, try that again.
Yeah, that's
So
Yeah, but
joke
they
again.
weren't like
Shh, Denver, we're doing the joke
magnets.
again. Sorry.
So what did you do,
The
Aidan?
balls weren't magnetic.
Sorry, I had a ball swallowed in my belly button.
Maybe that's what makes you so
Metal.
attractive.
I was going to say they're not magnets in there.
What, in magnetics?
The magnets is the other bit.
It's the sticks.
Yeah, I know.
So if anything, if somebody comes near you with one of those sticks, he just gets ripped out of you. Like a scene from Alien.
Like, yeah, Alien, yeah.
They can try. I don't let anyone with magnets near me.
You just go to a scrapyard and you're just like, oh my god, my greatest fear.
Well, that big crane.
Yeah.
The one with the big magnet on it.
You just get near it and you can feel your stomach buzzing.
Am I hungry? No. There's a giant crane with a magnet on it nearby.
I'm so attracted to it through my stomach.
I mean, to be fair, that's where I do most of my thinking.
And attracting.
Hey, babe. Do you like
Wanna
magnetics? Because I could swallow you whole.
That's got nothing to do with magnetics.
Literally.
It's just a threat at that point.
That's like saying, hey babe, do you like video games? Because I can skydive.
Oh. Yeah, you know
It's
what?
like completely unrelated.
What are you talking about? You learnt to skydive through video games.
Oh,
How many
shit,
times have you parachuted in a video game?
You know that time in Saints Row where Kanye's power comes on?
Oh, the best moment in that game. God damn it. So powerful.
I liked Pierce because he was my favourite black character.
Oh, he was cool.
Do you want to do that
I have
scream
no
again,
idea what
Denver?
you're talking about.
No, I couldn't hear an echo, so it was fine.
Did you not play Saints Row 3, Will?
No, I've never played any Saints Row.
The third.
You've not played any?
No.
Oh, dude, that's genuinely sad.
They're not worth it.
I don't really like the
I
art
was going to
style.
say,
of
they
them.
are fun, but I would not be like, with the time you have, there are so many better games to play.
What 1 to 3 is worth it.
I don't really like the art style of them either. I think
No,
it's
it's
weird.
not worth it. You'll just think it's shit at GTA.
It is shit at GTA. Me and Denver replayed them relatively recently. I tried to before his thing didn't allow him to.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't worth it, like we say.
No.
It was just
And
so...
they were okay to play at the time, but
Yeah.
like when you got loads of time on your hands and you just want to play new games, but there's too many better games now. That's why that series has just died.
We haven't even spoken. Well, is that the reason, or was it because they literally gave you superpowers?
Well, yeah, this is what I mean, because they obviously knew they weren't going to beat GTA, because originally they tried to sort of beat GTA in its own game for like the first two.
Yeah.
Then they sort of 3 and onwards, they just started to go crazy.
And then it got a bit too crazy.
Yeah. I think they were fun for what they were, but like...
Wasn't there a dildo gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I don't think it was a gun, it was a melee weapon.
There was
wasn't it? You
a
could smack people with it.
dubstep gun.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool.
It sounds like a 12-year-old child's
They did,
fantasy, to be honest.
They did a special edition of that game where you could get the dubstep gun, like full size.
Yeah, that was
replica.
that was tragic as fuck, to be honest. It was, because dubstep's not even relevant anymore, so it was just a prodigy of its time. It's like us making the thing now of what's relevant now. We should make a parody of like a Logan Paul fight or whatever, the Jake Paul fight. And it's
I just think that Aiden and Joe should just fight.
Oh, that would be
I'd
hilarious.
actually kill him.
No,
Yes.
no, you wouldn't. I'll
Jesus.
go
So
for
we established this on holiday, didn't we?
go for your legs.
Do you remember this? Do
But
you
I'm-
remember when we did this on holiday and I showed you how easy it would have been to kill you?
Yeah, but I wasn't trying.
Well, there's
You
two
didn't get a
facts here,
chance.
Joe.
What-
Like,
what-
if you actually had a bit of fight in you,
Right.
Joe, you could maybe put up a bit of a fight, but you are such a sissy that I
Right, no, right. Look, what,
You get hit once and be like, whoa, that's not fair.
This is-
That's
you
not fair.
You weren't allowed to hit me in the arms.
Daddy,
Well,
right.
was I allowed to?
This right, this is fine because this is it's like the rock paper scissors thing. You play rock every year until you win one. This is what you do: is you make everyone think you're weak.
You're playing the
But
long
then
game.
the one time
You're
it
being a
matters, muscles are coming out.
You're being a wimp all your life to then for that one moment.
Yeah,
But then you're exposed. You've played your one trick.
because you're underestimated then, and then
So after Joe throws that one punch that does land and does hurt, you then what? Snap his arm like a cocktail stick?
Where was I?
So the Kooks.
Yeah, we haven't even.
how
talked
far
about
are we
the-
into this? We're like 10 minutes.
We went on a bit of a tangent. Somehow Virgin turned to Saints Row. I don't know how, but
Well, no one's meant to have all that power.
I've still got facts to throw. I'm not going to lie.
I really like that, Aiden.
That's hot shit.
The kook.
Luke Pritchard, which is the singer, and Hugh Harris, the guitarist, are now the only original members left. Two of the other originals left, and they are.
They all died in mysterious circumstances.
And now the Kooks are a three-piece band with a new guy called Alexis Nunez.
You say new though, hasn't he been there since for the last 8-9 years now though?
No.
So I thought when I looked it up, he's been there since 2012.
Alexis, play the Kooks.
I don't actually know.
Yeah, he's been there since 2012. So
but they've had they've got 4 past members, so they've had a few go in and out.
I'm going to be honest. I kind of thought that the Kooks were just a thing of their time, and that they stopped making music.
I thought that, but they did make the last album in 2018.
They did all right.
Why are they still going?
Obviously,
they've still got 6 million monthly listeners.
The guitarist, that's only because of one song. But
no, it's not. It's still a very relevant band.
The guitarist does loads of TikToks. He's on TikTok quite a lot. He pops up quite a lot. My thing. He shows you how to play the songs and stuff. It's cool. It's cool.
Why don't you do that?
Because I don't know how to play guitar well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
They put their first demo out to try and get gigs, but instead just received offers from managers and recording companies. So imagine how fucking crazy
what did you just say then?
They put their first demo out to try and get gigs.
That's what you said. I just heard to try and get gigs and then have record signed.
But instead received offers from managers and recording companies. So imagine it literally took them 3 months to get signed by a huge thing, which is crazy.
That is crazy because
they did a live,
and they were very young at the time as well.
Yeah, that too.
In terms of this album, it achieved quadruple platinum status in the UK within a year. They also received a nomination at the Brits for the single "She Moves in Her Own Way," and that's about it, really.
That's devastating. That
I know.
I've lost my pen.
What do you need a pen for?
You know what? I'm going to say it. The Kooks are just worse. The Monkees changed my mind.
Really? I think they're very different.
They're very different.
Nah, they're the same to me.
I think this is more chill, and Arctic Monkeys is a bit more like.
No, not Arctic Monkeys. The Monkeys.
Who the fuck
we're the Monkeys. And we'll just monkey around.
No idea.
No. Oh my god, what?
Are you singing Foo Fighters' Monkey Wrench?
Shut up. You're all uncultured.
So, personally, I found this album extremely feel good. In a weird way, I came out of it
gay.
Feeling extremely British, if that's right.
Yes.
Because before you felt American.
Yeah, incredibly. Obviously, we all grew up with some of these singles unintentionally. It's just always at a party or just something. We didn't choose.
I don't know about you, Will, but I haven't left the house for a party in about a year.
Well, you know what I'm saying. It reminds me of.
You meant younger days then, but when you weren't partying.
Yeah, to be fair, I never partied.
Crying in your room.
Yeah, alone.
You're the sissy bitch here, not Joe.
Joe's probably is actually more popular than me, in fairness.
Really? No, I don't think so. You're my only friends.
That's embarrassing.
No, that's not true.
I have so many friends.
I remember I was at work once, right?
So many.
And I said something really quite offensive. They were like, are you coming out tonight? I was like, no, I'm going to go hang out with my real friends.
Oh.
And they were like, what do you mean, real friends? I was like, sorry, I meant my outside of work friends.
Joe, you're such a dick.
And they were like, oof.
Yeah, I would have been oof. That's
rough. It came out wrong, but I didn't mean that.
It was just a putting together of words. That just wasn't.
That's
literally what I just did.
Oh, God.
The irony.
Just like their music in general just reminds me of school, college, and festivals. A lot of these songs were in massively iconic British TV shows like Gavin and Stacey and The In-Betweeners. Despite hearing some of these songs a million times over, I do feel like they're timeless. I do feel like their music could literally be released now and still kind of fit into what's being released now, if that makes sense. It feels like it's quite modern music, despite how long ago it was made. If that makes sense. Yes? Because there's a lot of indie bands now making stuff like this.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
I feel like indie bands indie bands were a lot more of a thing back then. I feel like now every fucking band is an indie band because it's so much easier to release onto these streaming services, and you can pick up a small following of a few thousand, and there's so many bands like that now.
Oh yeah.
Whereas then it was like quite rare.
They were definitely like one of the original ones, like them and the Wombats and Cortinas and Vaccines and people like that.
Sort of all these people that were almost, well, to most people, known for like one album, and it was probably their first.
Why does no one like the
Very famous song. I don't know who they are, Aiden. I'm sorry.
I'm looking them up now. There they are.
I know. Oh, they did. Right, they are. I know who they are, but they are like from like the Beatles era.
Oh hell yeah, they are. These are the OGs.
One of their songs. I actually have one of their songs.
Loads of them.
It's
Daydream Believer.
Yeah, it's from fucking.
No, not that. I mean Daydream
Shrek.
Believer. You know Daydream Believer.
Oh yeah.
Cheer up, sleepy Jews.
What can it be?
And then I'm a Believer's like made famous to us from Shrek.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, so many. They released an album in 2018 apparently called Christmas Pie. And one in 2016 called Good Times.
Wow.
But then
I think Good Time is a remaster of their.
Nah, surely not.
I think they're taking on Paramore with that, to be honest. You know,
What?
Hard Times, Good Times.
Oh, Good Times. Paramore writing new music,
that's,
aren't they?
Great, well.
I found the order of the album very weird,
Terrible.
but it was only
How so?
It was only one song, and that was Seaside being the opening song. It felt like I feel like no artist ever releases like the acoustic song first, like puts that as their first song. Like it's always like an upbeat thing, whereas it just starts slow. Like I feel like that would have been better maybe in the middle or the end of the album. Also, I can hear myself echoing in some.
I know, it's Joe.
Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's back.
Yeah. Otherwise, I thought it was quite well paced, put together. But Seaside being the start was just like weird to me.
I know. I think it actually set the tone for how I felt about the album. To be fair,
it worked, but it was like
mediocre and near the water.
No, I thought the opposite. Like on the other end, I thought Time Awaits was so clearly a finisher that then when they had another song, it was weird.
You think so?
I don't know.
Yeah, because it had that weird. Time Awaits had that weird, like
weird bit at the
fade in
end.
and out thing, and I thought, oh, that's a classic. Like, well, not classic. It's like a weird finishing thing, and then there's another song that's just a song.
Twice. Well, it's funny you should say all this. I will come back to that. I think the Kooks' most recognised style is how they play acoustic on pretty much all of their songs, but with just like a electric guitar lead line, which is strange. I think a lot of artists just will completely cut out acoustic guitar, but they literally had it on every single song, which I thought was really cool.
It's as if they like pre-made the song on acoustic, and they were like, right, let's add to this.
Yeah, literally.
But keep in the original like demo.
Which I thought was sick because it added like contrast in which his voice lacked it, right? Because obviously his voice is kind of, it never changes too much. So the back in doing that, I feel like it added contrast. I feel like as well with their music, you can tell just by listening to the album that they were just a bunch of mates. And it feels like they had fun making the album.
Yeah, sure.
It's just like a fun album. As well, the lyrics were super simple, but all of them kind of told a story, which I thought was really cool. Like it's like all structured in that way. In like each song, it had its own kind of story and what it was telling.
You're really picking at straws to try and find a reason why this album's good, aren't you, Will?
No,
what? I don't feel like he's doing that at all.
All right, Joe.
Sorry, I just started coming hard there.
What the fuck?
He's just coming swinging. God damn, boy.
I don't know. I didn't really get the story side of it. It's kind of just all indie words.
No, they're not. Each story has its own little like story.
So if anything, that was one of my downsides to the album. That sometimes I felt like he was just a bit monologue-y, telling a story while not a lot was happening musically.
Maybe I just didn't listen to the lyrics that well.
I don't think you did.
I don't know how. Literally, in some bits, like nothing happens except him just talking.
Well, sometimes you just listen to the noise rather than the words, you know? Yeah, that's all I heard when listening to this.
Well, that's true. Stop being so negative.
Sorry.
Maybe it should be like more
it's a
positive,
positive
like how.
album, you know? Like Will's like, this is a nice feel-good album, but I like, although I'm not as aggressively against it as Joe seems to be, I also didn't really love my time with it. Like, you know?
See, I can get right.
And
okay.
I don't really get where you're coming from with the story thing either, but I'll let you have your opinion because, you know, good for
Okay.
you.
Well, also, I think the way some of them are titled is just like.
I think the way that you're titled.
You on about Jackie's big tits?
No,
What's
I'm on
wrong
about,
with
like,
Jackie's
Sofa
big
Song
tits?
and Eddie's gun.
What about them?
Like, just in fact, it's like just a straightforward title. So it's like, well, I'm guessing that song's about Eddie's gun. You know, like you get other songs that are just like either one word or I don't know. I felt like all the titles were very simple to what the song was. Like sometimes you get songs that be like, "Oh, this song's called," like especially with metal because you never hear what they're saying, so they have to make it some thing like, "Oh, this song's called misogynist," but they'll never actually say the word misogynist in the track.
No, it's just
Whereas
like
this was all like,
Are you thinking to masochist from?
My name is existential personification.
Are you
Or like-
no, are you trying to refer to masochist by the thingamabobs? And
Joe,
they do
can
say
they call-
what I'm
Joe, it can
referring
be
to. I'm
called
referring to
whatever.
all metal.
It doesn't matter what they're called. They always have terrible names. But then, is that better or worse than like old
Look,
Fallout Boy,
I
Panic at the Disco names?
no, I just feel like metal music has typically more meaningful titles.
No,
Oh, fuck
no,
off.
it doesn't.
Oh, no,
Just fuck
not
no, no.
Like, I think
no.
you're coming at this as if I'm like saying this is a good thing with this album. Like, I just think they're very simply. Everything about this is simple.
yes.
On
No,
this
no,
album.
you've set me on
it
a
goes
train.
even to the titles of the song.
You
Like,
put
there's
me on
no
the train. I'm
complicated,
attacking.
clever
I'm
titles.
attacking the metal albums. No, they all have terrible names, Joe.
No, they don't. They
Yeah, they
name.
do.
Sure,
Well,
I think
I'm not saying
every
they're wrong,
metal
but-
artist, every single metal artist has a song called Hurricane.
Right,
not
that's
only
not
that,
just
it's
that's
just a
just not metal
cringy thing.
artists. If you type in hurricane,
I
there's
know.
obviously Panic at the Disco.
I don't want to talk about metal artists. Metal shit. Let's
Yeah,
move
your
on. Right.
shit.
Right, my negatives would be for this album that the last two songs were extremely weak, and I feel like they're just such a disappointing end to the album. Like,
Yeah.
Joe, just
I feel
leave
like
again.
this is also this album was about that. It was still in that era, obviously before streaming, where they obviously wrote a couple of really good songs, and they're like write an album, and they're like, oh shit, we're not really actually that good at writing music, so they just kind of filled it out with their next 10 songs they made.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this album.
Oh, no,
I feel like they
don't.
made a good EP and then just filled out the rest.
By the
I don't
way,
feel that way at all.
I found some terrible metal music names because obviously I went to the worst one that I could think of in my head, which was Motionless in White.
Oh, come on.
So we got some great ones from this. Obviously, so you got like Disguise and Headache, which are
That's-
relatively normal.
They're
songs.
normal, yeah.
Then you've got Undead Ahead 2, The Tale of the Midnight Ride. And then song 9, Broadcasting from Beyond the Grave, Death Incorporated. Also, the final song's called Catharsis.
That's a good name.
No, it isn't. That's cringy.
This is what I mean. Compared to that, it's like this is very just. Oh, what's this? This is the Sofa song. Yeah.
You could go to any kind of like band, like doesn't have to be metal and have their.
Oh, I'm not saying it. I'm talking like if you go to any of like the old fucking Fallout Boy albums, like they have just fucking terrible song names for the most part. I got all this ringing in my ears and none on my fingers. That's a Fallout Boy
Is
song.
that when they had all the long titles?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Mayday Parade are the worst for titles.
Oh,
I
yeah,
hate
they're
their
terrible
fucking
for it.
titles so
No,
much.
I love their titles.
Oh, go fuck yourself, Joe.
I can't even
What
read
about
the entirety of
1975?
this.
I like it when you sleep, for you are so beautiful yet so unaware of it.
There's
I love
so-
that. That's art.
there's there's the one by Mayday Parade. It's hard to be religious when certain people are never incinerated by bolts of lightning.
Yeah, and you like
Is
that,
that actually
Joe.
a line in that song?
No.
No,
Brilliant. So this is our longest ever Will Davies segment, I think.
fucking
To be
hell.
fair, I do
yeah.
keep getting interrupted. It's not
No,
just
to be
me.
fair, you didn't start till 10 minutes in.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like the final two songs just didn't need to be there. I really didn't like either of them, and they were like a proper disappointing end. But other than
Why are you laughing?
I got a dark alley and a bad idea that says you should shut your mouth. Right? Open parentheses, summer song, close parentheses. I'm just reading all of these. Get busy living or get busy dying. Do your part to save the scene and stop going to shows. That is a one title.
Amazing. What, all of that?
Yes, that was one title.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so good.
Jesus.
Other than the final two songs, I think there was only one other song that I didn't actually like. All the others I actually did really like. But the worst for me was Got No Love. Like I say, just because it's just like a hugely disappointing end to what I thought was generally a great album. I feel like those like songs just lack the charm and like upbeatness of all their other songs. And it's just kind of boring. Yeah, it's just kind of boring to listen to. When you listen to like all their like upbeat, like happy songs, and you end with those two, it's like why? Like, don't end it like this, because it just leaves you on like a sour note. So I found myself often like just finishing with Jackie Big Tits after I'd listened to like the three, because I was like,
oh yeah, you were.
Yeah, boy.
Finish on the tits.
Which I thought was like a good end. The other note, so like obviously the other notable ones I didn't like was the second to last one, Time Awaits, but the one that's in the middle that I also really didn't like was I Want You. I hated that.
Sounds like you didn't like a lot of these songs, Will.
So I didn't like three of them, but every other one I thought was great.
Okay, fair enough.
Third for me was I feel like the top four songs were obvious, but then in my head anyway. So choosing the third one was, choosing the. Oh fuck! Hang on, let me just reword that.
So
again.
what was your
choosing the third one was the hardest pick of the lot. Third for me was Jackie Big Tits. I genuinely fucking loved that song. I thought it was great, but it was between that and Seaside, just for reference.
Okay.
I think I had no idea this song existed, but I genuinely loved it. I feel as though, like I say, this or Seaside should be at the end of that. I think it should have been at the end of the album. I think it perfectly symbolises what this whole album is about, what the artist is, and how the album is meant to be listened to. Just with your mates, like having a laugh. It feels like a song you could just literally. I feel like we could have made that song.
We could have made any of these songs.
And it's just super catchy and weirdly wholesome. Like, I love it so much. I'd probably listen to that more than any of the other songs.
It's weird. I didn't really think too much of that, but then again, you like the song "Guys" as well.
Oh, I love that.
There was much of that either.
Honestly, I loved it so much. It's just like a group of mates, like, especially how it ends with them all saying it. I just love that so much. Second for me, well, I imagine this might be most people's favourite. I don't feel like it's quite the best song, and that's Naive.
Okay, so just fucking leave.
I mean, yeah.
What are you talking about? No, that's not the best song.
No, thank you.
What?
Obviously, it's their most popular song, and it is undeniably iconic. A true British classic. Great backing, great lyrics, and a fun-esque feel. It is amazing. But it may have fallen under the thing of listening to it too much. But that can't be helped. But in general, it's just not quite as good in my eyes as She Moves in Her Own Way, which to me is by far just like the best song.
Okay.
I generally think that's one of my favourite songs of all time. I think I love it so much. I just never come out of it in a bad mood. It has the most catchy chorus in the entire album.
What is your least favourite moon?
It feels like the most nostalgic song on the album for me, and I just genuinely think it's amazing. I can't say a bad thing about it. To summarise, this album has just left me feeling happy. I genuinely loved my time listening to it. It certainly had its weaker moments, don't get me wrong, but they almost made the better songs stand out more for me. And for a first album, to have so many iconic songs on it, I feel like something to be like proper respected in a way. I kind of wish I'd listened to them earlier, and I'm going to say it. I don't care what you're going to say here, but I have seen them live twice.
Oh, here we go.
Leeds Fest. I've seen them twice.
only enhanced my experience.
You only really know them if you've seen
No,
them.
because like I wasn't a fan of them
them.
when I've seen them, right? And I did really enjoy seeing them, but I just never like from that actually was like, oh, I should probably listen to them like when I get home, kind of thing. I never really got, even though it's great, I just never really bothered. But I wish I had, because I've genuinely fucking loved this album. Like I say, this is the first time I've like listened to this album properly. I just feel like their songs bring people together. That sounds like really cringe, but I feel like it just does. Like everyone sings along to them. They're always at like a thing, and whenever they come on, everyone will just come together and sing them. Like they're just like a.
It reminds me
Oasis
of beer festivals, you know.
Yeah, they're just like happy. I think what works for them is just it's simple and it's just nice. Like nothing's ever.
I tell you what, Naive's not a fucking simple song to play on guitar. Whoa.
No.
That's one of the hardest songs I've ever tried to learn in my life.
Oh.
I remember
I wouldn't know that.
when we were in that band ages ago, Will, and what was his name? Tom asked us to learn it, and I was struggling so hard. It is solid.
I wouldn't know that. Right. But like, yeah, just in general, I really actually genuinely love this album. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I think it's just like the happy upbeatness, fun to it, and it's simple, but it doesn't need to be complicated. In my eyes, I really liked it.
Fair enough.
Sorry, that was quite long, but
Not your fault, mate.
It's all right. We'll just speed through everyone else's.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and speed through mine. First of all, back to the song title thing. I just typed in on Google, the worst song titles ever. And what's on there? It's Mayday Parade. It's generally on there for the 12 worst songs of all time. With If You Can't Live Without Me, Why Aren't You Dead Yet? Apparently, that's on the.
That's something that Denver would say to a woman.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Denver?
I hope so.
You hope so.
They didn't say a H in there. He said, I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I ate
So
big monkey.
I was really excited when Will picked this album because I thought I liked them, but this was all kind of just average for me. If not, didn't really enjoy it that much, to be honest. I love the music, don't like his voice all that much.
mm-hmm.
And I think it's because he's got a bit of that, that voice. Sorry, I was just singing Jackie's Big Tits there, but that kind of dreary indie voice, which I usually like because I love Catfish and the Bottlemen. But yeah, I don't know.
His favourite band.
And my favourite band. But it just didn't click with me like I thought it would, which is disappointing. Quite sad. And I think it's one of those, I think for me, I've got to be in the right mood to listen to this. Like, I've got to be in a very specific mood to listen to it. Maybe in the car on a sunny day, on the beach, in
a beer garden. Oh,
in a beer garden. Yeah, that type of thing I feel like enhances this music, and then I love it. But just casually listening to it doesn't I feel like I have to be with other people to enjoy it.
Yes, I definitely put chill, nice festival vibes.
Yes.
I wouldn't specifically go in the crowd to watch these. I would want them playing in the background while, like you say, you're chilling with your mates,
Just doing
drinking.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a perfect album for that. Just chill background music.
It's a social album.
Yeah.
It's a social album.
Because it's not too engaging that you're you don't get suckered into it. That you want to dance or anything, but at the same time, it's not bad. Skip this. Everything's chill and simple enough to just have on, and you'd be that would probably make you like it more.
Yeah.
Than just straight up listening to it.
I agree with that. Completely agree with that. So my least favourite song was "Got No Love." Just why didn't they just leave it? Time awaits. That's "Got No Love" doesn't need to exist. It's a dreary song that made me feel sick. Just made me very tired.
Got sick.
Didn't like it. Vocals aren't good. The tempo's too slow. The guitars are dreary. not a fan. My third favourite was weird because there was only 2 songs that I really liked that I thought that stood out for me. So the third favourite was a bit of a hit and miss, to be honest. Like it could change any time of the day, but I've just done it as sofa song. I'm assuming they wrote that song when they were on the sofa, because that would make sense to me.
Joe Midwood, Master Detective.
But it was just a feel good song. I liked the strumming pattern on the guitars. And it was feel good. Yeah. Second favourite, She Moves in Her Own Way. Classic, iconic thing. I didn't know was by the Kooks. And you see this song in a lot of adverts, don't you?
Yeah, and like I thought it was by the Monkees as well, Joe.
The Monkees?
Yeah.
You mean Monkey Wrench by Foo Fighters?
No, I don't. No.
You mean Me and My Monkey by Robbie Williams?
No. Any other monkey references?
Harambe.
What about Feel Good Inc? Oh wait, that's the Gorillas. Sorry.
By the monkey.
By the Gorillas.
Monkey.
But yeah, like I think rightfully so. This is your first favourite, Will. It's definitely got the catchiest chorus. But for me, Naive is been the only song that's made me listen to the Kooks ever.
I understand that. Yeah.
And it's just funky. The guitars get you every time. And if you're not listening to it with headphones on, you're listening to this wrong. Because headphones just completely changed the way you listen to Naive, I think. Because you've got basically the way they do the guitars in that song, they've got 2 different guitars playing 2 separate things the whole time. And it starts with one guitar in the right ear and then it all kicks in and you've got 2 in different ears.
Yeah, but the problem is, Joe, the last time I did that, I got pulled over by the police.
Did what?
Turns out not being able to hear their sirens for half a mile is a big no-no in the police.
Oh, what? You've been putting
with my
headphones in the car.
You said it was
on.
the only way to listen to it.
Well, surely you could just turn your volume up really loud in the car. And
Yeah, but you said it wasn't
You
possible.
said there is the only way to listen to it.
Right.
It doesn't. If you actually play it in a car, just nothing happens.
Also, you can't visualize it if you're using your eyes. So you have to close your eyes.
Close your eyes, yeah.
Right.
Bit like, and I just put the cruise control on and closed my eyes.
I just
Get in the
realised...
back seat.
Hey, if you got a Tesla, it's alright.
Not anymore, it isn't.
It's not legal, and you can't take your hands off the wheel for more than 10 seconds.
Well, those guys make all those videos eating salads while they're doing the Tesla, don't they?
Wasn't there a porno where 2 people fucked in a Tesla?
Yeah, they did.
That
was before they changed it though, where you had to hold the wheel, and in some states in America you don't have to hold the wheel.
I suppose technically it was holding something.
Nice.
High five, guys.
The cheat.
Hey, you're holding Jackie's big titties.
So, in
I
summary,
hate myself.
it's about bang av.
Bang av.
Just under bang av for me. Yeah, I just wish it was better. There you go. That's my thing. That's my closing statement. Wish it was better. But I would totally go and see him.
That was your closing statement, Joe. Shut up.
Okay, sorry.
A closing statement, but I'll just keep on talking for a little bit more.
God.
Thank you, Joe. I think most of what I think about this album has kind of been said in all I have already said on other people's bits. In the terms of I feel like it's best at just the chill moments. I feel like we've had a lot of what I'd classed as average albums recently. Joe, you're echoing.
Okay.
I thought he was just moving his mic. He's like, don't worry, I got this.
You might need to adjust your sensitivity because your mic is cutting in all the time.
Yeah.
Just check the settings on Discord. It could be that you've got it set to 0.
There we go. No, I've got it set about quarter of the way through.
So yeah, just best when it was chill. I'm still echoing in your mic.
You sure it's not like mine?
I've put it on automatic sensitivity now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, that is bad. That is worse. Also, while we're having this conversation, does anyone know what he's saying in the Naive chorus?
What?
I know she knows that I'm not from what?
I'm not fond of asking.
Thank you. Because
True
I
or
thought he was
false?
saying I'm not from Molluscum.
And
I don't know where Molluscum
I'm
is.
not fond of asking.
I'm not from Moluskin.
I'm not fond. Is he saying I'm not fond of asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not
Right.
fond of Molluscum either. Molluscum.
Verdansk.
Blaskovitz.
Lost in Verdansk.
Murder on the dance floor.
All the songs are relatively short, which makes me think it sticks to that whole, like, they sort of made, like, I don't know, not every song was rushed, but just every song was very simple, and they were like, yeah, that's enough, it doesn't need another verse. That's good. I can't think of what we'd do there. And because their songs are usually quite simple, the shortness helps because it makes it not seem like any of the songs are dragging too much. And then the way they get around that in Time Awaits is they just start doing weird shit in it.
Yeah.
And also I do think Time Awaits is the one, like, it has like a country vibe to it, so it kind of gets away with the longer style, because I feel like it's a bit of a different to their other styles.
Sure.
I often felt like the mixing in the songs was a bit all over, mainly in terms of the drums. Like, in some songs they felt like they were way too loud, in other songs you could never hear them.
I wouldn't say I noticed that. I thought it was all pretty... Like I say, I feel like it could have come out now, like the production and eyes as well. Never actually spoke about the production. I feel like it...
I think it gets away with it because of how simple the songs are, so there's not a lot of, like, producing
There's
to
not
it.
a lot to produce.
I felt like a lot of the songs were quite funky. Let's say we've had a lot of albums recently that I would rate in the sort of 5-6 range. I feel like this was another one of those, except
It's no exception.
this one I would actually be happy to have on in the background. A lot of the more recent ones we've had, I'd be like, there's a lot of shit that I just wouldn't want to listen to, whereas the shit songs on this were usually chill enough that you could kind of just still have them as alright background music. Like, if someone was to play this entire album, I'd be like, oh, okay, there's some good songs in here. Whereas some other albums we've had, I'd be like, oh, you got to get past that annoying one or that shit one to get to a good one. Whereas I felt like that was never a case here, apart from at the very end, where my least favourite, Got No Love, is just shit. Like, it's not even nice to listen to.
Yeah.
It's just like, why is that the end? Why even have that on? It's as if they had a contract where they had to make 14 songs and they just slapped that on the end.
It doesn't go with the theme of the album at all.
No, and especially when Time Awaits is kind of such a change up and it feels like it should be the end.
I don't know, I don't even like that. But...
And when you said about Seaside being like a weird start, I thought Seaside was a perfect start because it's just chill acousticness, and that kind of sets the tone for... So if you like this song, everything's kind of like this.
Yeah.
For the whole album. Some stuff's a bit better than this, most of it's a bit worse. Because I do feel like they came up with a theme EP and then were trying to just take branches off that, and that's what a lot of the songs were. Like, I feel like there was 4 really good songs on this album, and everything else was just worse versions of that. But not bad enough to the point where I dislike listening to them, because it's like, say, everything's just simple and chill. So it's okay. It's all right to listen to. So yeah, my least favorite was Got No Love. Third favorite was Ooh La. I thought that was just a solid, simple, chill song. All my top 3 I knew before, so there was nothing on this album that I was like, oh, I've not heard this before.
Do you like it when he goes ooh la?
Yeah, I thought it was a good enough catchy moment that I liked it. So it just had that going for it, where some of the other more chill songs kind of was like, it's chill, but I don't remember anything about it. Almost my favourite was also Seaside, but I thought that was just a bit cheap because it was just like a short intro song. So if they'd have fleshed that out to a full song, maybe that would have been my favourite.
You know, if you see that as a full song,
that's it. No, I feel like they had like a good. It's a nice chill intro, but I don't see it as a full song. No, it's not even 2 minutes long. If someone released a new song today that was 1 minute 39 long, you'd be a bit disappointed.
And you're like, oh, listen to my new single.
Yeah, I've just got a new song out. It's
a
minute 39 long. You're like, did you make an effort?
No, I never even realised it was 1 minute 39.
Did you even try?
That song's like
wow, no,
very
that's not
famous.
Cool. No, I like that song.
I love that song.
And it's a song.
And it is a song. I don't feel like it feels like it. I feel like if it wasn't on this album, it doesn't.
No,
well, to me, it never felt like an intro song.
No,
I'm not saying it's not a song, but what I'm saying is, in my like reviewingness, I feel like they should have put more effort into it if they wanted it to be in my top
I feel like
three.
if it sounded nice, I don't give a shit how long it is.
No.
If anything, it just means I'll repeat it a few more times.
Yeah, but on a metal album, the last song is my favourite because it's over, but I don't just that alone put it in my top 3 because of that.
Actually, I'd argue you probably have done that a few times.
I've probably done it before. If everything is really shit. So yeah, Seaside, like I'd say, they were very neck and neck, but I just thought Ula had more about it. And I don't know why Seaside wasn't longer. Like, why couldn't they come up with another verse? They came up with other not as good songs as that.
I mean, there's only so
I feel
much
like
you
it
can do at
worked.
the Seaside.
Well, supposedly. Obviously being from
What?
Brighton.
Yeah.
Second favourite was She Moves in Her Own Way.
You can go your own
Upbeat,
way.
happy, just joyful song. And it's iconic. And then number 1 was Naive because it's amazing.
A banger.
And it's basically, I find it personally more hooky than She Moves in Her Own Way. I don't know, I feel like there's a bit more, I don't know, passion behind it. She Moves in Her Way is a nice song, but Naive, I feel like just has more guts behind it and more substance. I don't think any other song matches Naive in that way on this album. Everything's just chill, and Naive is just a step above that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, overall, I enjoyed having this album on in the background. And then there was a solid 4 songs in there that I would listen to again. The rest, they can just play in the background.
Cool.
In all honesty. I think that's it. Yeah.
That was fair. That was fair, Denver.
Thank you, Joe.
I feel like this was a hard album to review, to be honest, because I knew from the get go that everyone was kind of going to have the same opinion and that everything was going to be said. So I'll probably just really gloss over this. I'd say on the one hand, it's pretty well produced while still retaining its like raw sound. Like it's very rare that it like it does have, unlike Justin Bieber's massively overly produced thing. Like all their songs are very raw on this, for the most part. Why does no one ever speak?
The guitars do feel very, like you said, they do feel very raw. Like the acoustic is very much like put out there.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being, even though it is often the back into like the lead line, it very much feels on par with the lead line, if that makes sense.
Well, I would say on the other hand, like he's not actually that strong of a singer, and often like a lot of the songs have a bit of a subpar backing, which is a shame.
Oh no,
yeah. But this is probably because, like you say, they're just a group of friends that just had some fun making music.
Yeah, I do feel like they made demos for songs and then just, rather than what most people do, would make a demo and then they go, right, here's what I want from a song, and then they make it. They were like, here's a demo, let's just
keep
add a little bit to that.
More layers.
Yeah, and then that'll do.
Yeah. But, like, I kind of like that about it. And
yeah,
I can understand why people would like his voice, but I think it's a bit too whiny indie for me.
It's very unique. I forgot to say that in mine, but I did put, like, he had a unique tone. Even though it is used in all his songs, it means that you can immediately tell it's a Kooks song.
I mean, all the songs are as varied as they can be with the limitations of his voice. Like, and all the songs are like short and sweet as well. So if you aren't a big fan of a song, you don't really have to suffer for very long. But I think the album just kind of lacks structure in general, for me, personally. I know that you guys all said it's a story or whatever. I want to bring up a couple weird little tidbits. She moves in her own way. If you're wearing headphones, there's always a shaker in your left ear for the entire song.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't. Until my
shit.
final
It's the way to listen to these songs.
With your headphones on, blind in a car. And then my worst, obviously, was Got No Love, but I want to bring up a point that basically from I Want You onwards could just be gone. Like, I would have been okay if all of them songs were just gone. From, like, If I Want You onwards.
Jackie Big Tits is the one, though.
I don't care. No, they're all wank. No. I also wanted to bring up Matchbox as well. Like, so my least favourite was Got No Love. But I want to bring up Matchbox as an honourable kind of wanky one. Purely because it has really good backing, but the singing in that song is just inexcusable. And it's especially hurt by being put between the best songs on the album.
Yeah, he's tried to go higher, hasn't he? And it just sounds worse.
It's terrible. Fuck. Like
his style is so just chilling with the guitar, just singing in one tone is kind of his thing, I feel like. Like, you're just singing one tone, chill the whole way through, and it's just there.
So what the fuck is Matchbox trying to do? It was nearly my least favourite just because of that, but then, like...
He's trying to vary it up, I guess.
Got No Love should not be there, regardless.
I'd love to actually hear some of their newer stuff. I've not done... Like, is it still, like, a similar
maybe
vibe?
It's worth it.
Listen to Junk of the Heart.
It's a theme. It's a theme. It's the Kooks week. Aiden, that's the Monkeys album. You can't stop me!
The Jump, where's that?
Junk of the Heart. It's like the third most popular. No, it's third on the list. It's great.
Realistically, I'm just going to give you the most basic white bitch answers.
This is their like most popular album, though, right? This is like the iconic one.
Yeah.
Saying that, but
classic indie band where their first is their most popular.
It's the iconic one, but the second one, that Conk was their first like #1 album.
How come like on their most popular they've got Naive as their like most popular, but then on number 7 there's also Naive?
They re-released it.
Yeah, so if you actually look, it's on a different album.
God, who would re-release a song or like
it's a remix
just to get more views?
It's a remix.
Well, it's a remix.
I'd argue the TikTok was a remix.
Well, it was a remix this year as well.
It did work. But yeah, as I was saying, I've got the most basic white bitch answers for my top 3, so I'm not even really going to justify them. Third favourite was Seaside. Second favourite was Naive, and first favourite was She Moves in Her Own Way.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I couldn't see past any of the other songs as being, like, just anything, really. Which is such a shame, because on my first listen, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then my second listen, I was like, oh, this is... And by my third listen, I was like, ugh. So,
yeah, I listened to it 3 times.
I did. Overall, bang av.
Bang av.
That's all I can say. It was fine. It didn't give me anything, but it didn't take anything away.
It's just there.
Bang av.
Ratings.
8.
5.
6.5.
5.
Scores 24.5, so it gets literally bang ab score.
Joe, I think your rating was a little bit low this week.
Why was it?
I just think that the way that you spoke about the album would entail you might pick something higher than a 5.
I see your point is invalid.
I would say
I see what you're trying to do, but your point's invalid.
You probably have a different score for that, because I don't think your rating was very good.
Me and Joe have agreed on the last 4 out of 5 albums, like our favourite song has been the same.
Really?
Whoa. Man, how does it feel to be collectively wrong?
It's double awkward.
You know, Naive, Devil, Aura, and Ghost.
It's a bit awkward.
That's all our favourites.
Wow.
And this must be the first time we've agreed on the worst one in a while as well.
Maybe.
Did we all choose the same worst?
Yeah.
Nice.
Got No Love.
Nice. I like it.
What's the next album, Aiden?
After many suggestions from Will Davey.
Please ignore them all after what he did last time. I did not send you.
You didn't let me finish.
Oh.
Wait, what?
After all suggestions,
I didn't do anything.
Shut up! After all suggestions from Will Davey, I ignored them all, and I picked "The Fight" by the Icarus Account.
I've never heard of that.
They're a very acoustic band, and they have a song called "Hallelujah." which was ironic that Will brought that up earlier.
The Fight 2020.
Oh, wait, you showed me these, I think.
I've shown you a song of these guys.
Yeah.
I've not even listened to this album. Never even touched it.
Oh, small.
Well,
Hang on, what was that hostility, by the way, Denver? I didn't choose him to change his mind. It was the fact that they didn't exist anymore that he changed.
Yeah, but you were going on about it.
No, I didn't.
If you didn't make a fuss about it, he wouldn't have even looked it up and he'd have just picked it.
I didn't make a fuss about it.
You made a massive fuss about it.
Did anyone else think I made a fuss about it?
I don't care.
Clearly only Denver has a thing for that.
I don't give a fuck.
I only said that they're not a band anymore.
I'm a little bit upset that Fever is on the album twice.
Sony is acoustic.
Yeah, but the whole album's acoustic anyway.
So it's just even.
So
it's just
it's just one string, like metal.
No. It probably just like removes the drums. Because don't you find that sometimes when people do like acoustic versions, they'll still have like drums and like a few other bits in there.
Yeah, and like that's not true acoustic.
What genre is this? Would you say?
I don't know. It's just acoustic, isn't it? Like, is it not singer-songwriter? Probably.
Bit countrified.
Country boy, I love you. Wow.
Okay.
They're an acoustic pop duo. That's what it says.
I mean, you could say gay.
On
Are they a couple? Could be. No, I don't judge.
No, they're twin brothers.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not stopping them, though, is it?
They're twin brothers Ty and Trey Turner.
My Spotify's actually broken, which is quite funny. Oh, there it gets back. That was a joke.
Oh, their story's really wholesome. But we'll stay.
Sorry, you laughed at Rival Summers, Will. So you're not allowed to say anything.
What, are we talking about Short Round?
How dare you?
No, sorry.
That's not very nice, just because he's Asian and small. Doesn't mean you can call him Short Round.
No, but everyone's love of him was way over the top.
Do you reckon...
it was great.
Do you reckon Joe knows who Short Round is?
No.
Joe?
What?
You know who Short Round is?
No.
That's a bit uncultured, I'm going to be honest. Denver?
What's that?
You know who Short Round is?
Rival Summers?
Yeah,
no, but
like, who is
outside
he?
of it.
Short Round. Is it Joe?
They don't understand.
This is rough.
I don't get it.
You've never watched fucking Indiana Jones?
First I bring up the monkeys, and now you don't know
How
Indiana
the fuck
Jones.
do you not know Short Round?
He was the pilot.
I don't know his name. How am I supposed to know his name?
It's a very famous character.
So famous that we don't even know him.
Well, that's the point, isn't it?
That's the point. That's why it's weird that you don't. Shia LaBeouf played him in the newer ones.
What, played Short Round?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, that's what.
No, he didn't. That's not Short Round.
Nibble.
Oof.
Short Round, for one, is fucking like Vietnamese.
It was a joke, Denver.
And
Denver,
like Shia LaBeouf is an American,
God.
and Shia LaBeouf is his son.
That was the joke.
So like, I think you're just an idiot.
Oh, Denver,
Like-
Denver.
I think you need some help, mate.
Right, has Joe said his final
He's
fact
still in
yet?
for it.
It looks like
Did you know Short Round is actually 50 years old?
he looks like Jackie Chan now.
That's racist.
In fact, oh shit, that there we go. Don't even need Joe's thing. I'll just use mine.
Your fact about Short Round.
That is actually 50 now.
Go on.
No, I've already done it.
Well, no, do it in Joe's voice.
Did you know that I had this shit halfway through album review?
That's true. That's a fact.
Joe, have you actually got a fact?
Yeah,
course he has.
it's not as good as that. Oh wait.
No. It has to be done by Joe. So,
You haven't got
got any
one, have
closing
you?
thoughts there, Joe?
Did you know that the Australian government banned the word mate for a day? And then everyone was like, why the fuck did you do that?